right?
Hey, yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. I've had a really good morning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's such an understatement. What it actually means is he's made like several $1,000s in the night in his
you,
sleep. So yeah,
yeah. You'll probably see what's been there anyway. Like you said,
yeah,
you just get used to it, don't you? But
yeah,
which is
yeah,
is not a good thing, because 2 months ago I was nowhere near doing anything like this.
yeah,
So it's great stuff. I'm trying to stay calm because for the sake of the interview.
yeah.
Um,
Right. Okay.
yeah, you'll see. I guess you'll see soon anyway. So
Yeah. Well, let's kick off with a quick screen share. Let's have a look
yeah,
inside your
sure.
ClickBank account and see what you've been doing.
Yeah, so I've got it ready here for you.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. So is that zoomed? Is that okay? Can you see that?
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
mean,
what?
this
Tell you
morning.
what. Can you zoom in a little more, mate?
Let me
And then
check
we'll
view.
if you just zoom in on your browser a little bit closer, then people can see.
Can you see that? Is that better?
Yeah, just a bit more.
View.
Cool.
I'll do it a bit more
So
actually.
what was your highest day? Wow.
So far the highest was actually yesterday.
Nice.
Because I remember when we were planning this call, you were saying you've had some really good days, and I think that was when I was hitting 1,700 on a day,
Right.
and we were talking about sharing this information, and then the next day it went to 2,300. So
Yeah. Nice timing for our testimonial video.
yeah,
Anyway.
it worked out
Um.
pretty well. So yeah, I mean, this is it. This is what's going on,
Yeah.
and
That is exceptional. And you've done insanely well to achieve that within a couple of months as well. Most people would take, well, some people never, but much longer. So
yeah,
that's credit to you as well, mate. Because I know you've worked really hard on this. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, and you've
yeah,
helped a lot with it, obviously as well. But it does take initially some time investment, but it's worth it. Look at these returns on the time that you put in.
yeah. I mean, that is life-changing money. I mean, what are your weekly breakdowns there, Harpal?
So weekly is that up here, right? So
Yep, yep.
you can see here. Oh, mate, you know what? I've just looked at this week. It's just come up now. God, we've. So I'm looking at this just as you are. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can
What does it say?
see here. It's 5,000 one week, seven
Wow,
another.
wow.
So it's averaging around about 6,000 or so, 7,000 a week.
That's incredible. And that's just with one offer, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yep.
it's with one offer.
Yeah. And
Instead of
what's your daily spend, Harpal, to get those sort of numbers? And
um,
what sort of return? Because obviously, it's all good well making those kind of gross numbers, but in terms of return on investment and profit, what are you kind of seeing from there?
yeah, sure. So I mean, when I started, the daily spend was just probably about just over £100 or so. But
Wow. Yeah.
um, um, you know, now the daily spending is averaging around about between um, about 400-500. Um,
Yeah.
to get these kind of numbers, the 2000s and the
So
17, even with 1,700, I was my daily spend was about probably 500. So that was achievable consistently with that spend. Um,
right.
I've
So
started,
you're doubling your money pretty much every day, right?
yeah, 100%. I mean, probably more,
Crazy.
yeah, more than doubling in a way. I mean, you get
Mm.
to that 2,000 mark. We took the spend up to about 700 or so. So
Right.
it's yeah, so
Wow.
it's starting to range between about 450 to about 700 now to hit these
Yeah.
kind of numbers and these weekly numbers. So yeah, it's great.
Excellent. Well, I'm delighted for you, mate. I mean, you thoroughly deserve this, and it's been a real pleasure to have you as my student as well, and I really appreciate you.
No, thanks, man. It's again, it's I appreciate you helping me out with this, and I mean, it's quite an accelerated thing. I've tried quite a few things in the past. I've done quite
Yeah.
well with them, but this has been more of a this has probably been the
Instant.
fastest growth. Yeah, it's been fastest
Yeah.
growth. But a lot of it is the fact that it's down to the fact that taking your advice and guidance on it. So it's very much appreciated. Um,
Oh, no, no
you know,
problem.
so I think that's a lot to do with the fast growth as well. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, it's great stuff. I've learned so much. I mean, this is just from one area really,
Yeah.
and at the minute it's the only area at the moment. But with the knowledge that I've learnt from you, I'm, as you know, with some of our previous discussion just before here, I'm really eager
Yeah.
to expand into other areas with the knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the knowledge is transferable in many areas now.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, we're only exploring one tiny little segment of like the internet space. Obviously, with Facebook ads, we'll talk a little bit in a moment about how we're doing this sort of thing exactly.
Yeah.
But you can see now how actually 20, 30, 40 grand a day, that is possible.
Well, yeah,
You know, it's
you used to talk to me about this, and I couldn't even grasp my head around that. And now, again, based on our previous conversation, it's like, look, I can. This is really possible. I can see
yep.
it being possible.
You can see it. Yep.
Yeah. So, whereas before I couldn't even comprehend that at
Mm.
all. But now it's almost like it can be done. It's just a matter of putting the time in and doing the right thing and
Yep.
being smart with what you're doing. As you were saying, it's using this knowledge and applying it. Um, you know, not just here, but in other areas as well. That
Mm.
you know, so
Absolutely.
this is just one pocket. What's happening now? So yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's no question in my mind you're going to go on to, you know, these 5-figure days, you know, relatively soon. I'd say within 12 months.
Oh, sounds good.
Definitely.
Hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously everyone's seen these awesome screenshots inside your account, and that is really exciting. But how are you doing it? I think that's the thing everyone will want to know. Obviously, without giving away too many of my secrets, could you give a rough overview of your kind of business model with this and how you're generating this kind of cash?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, with everything I've learnt now, that's a loaded question. So I'll try and keep it as
Yep.
general as I possibly can. I mean, essentially, it's marketing products using Facebook
Yep.
adverts, and you know, not just using Facebook adverts. I mean, I guess anybody can go onto Facebook and work out how to set up an advert
Yep.
to market whatever products they're marketing, but it's a lot more sophisticated than that, and to achieve the numbers you've seen
Mm.
now, you know. And we were using that straight off the bat, weren't we? It wasn't like
Yep.
we were building up to it. It was like it was quite overwhelming. A lot of the techniques that was coming at me, but because you were there, I didn't need to be overwhelmed. I just had to follow the steps you were saying. It was almost like
Yep.
paint by color at the beginning, wasn't it?
Right, you did a little bit, yeah.
It had to be to, you know, I'm just being honest here, because it was like, right, do this, and then once I kind of got a grasp of, because they are the techniques are quite sophisticated, aren't they? You know,
Yeah,
when you talk about Facebook ads,
but surprisingly easy when you know get the hang of it.
oh yeah, once
Yeah.
it doesn't take long at all. Once you get the hang of it, you start to develop your own. I wouldn't say techniques, but you start to
Yep.
develop your own way of applying the techniques. Is probably
Right.
the way.
Sure. Yeah.
And it becomes quite an easy workflow as well. I know we're
Yeah.
talking about how sophisticated it is and had to put time in, but it wasn't long. It didn't take long for it to just be, you know, no more than an hour a day to get them
Yeah.
numbers, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's an unbelievable return on investment of your time as well.
Yeah. 100%.
You know.
You know, it started off by, you know, spending a couple of hours a day, but now I mean, just with this one pocket, I can get done with an hour and a half, and it's fine. And that's just managing what's going on, you know.
Yeah, and that's the sort of thing that could be outsourced as well, you know, eventually.
100%.
Yeah.
This process can be automated. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, definitely.
Awesome, mate. Well, I'm absolutely delighted for you, and you know, I'm really grateful for us connecting and doing this. So thank you. But
thanks for your
yeah.
help with it and sharing.
No problem. No problem.
I won't be here doing this if it wasn't for that. So, and it's potentially, you know, could change.
Yeah. I mean, I know your life's already changed, but it's going to be exciting to see where you're going to, you know, progress further with this and continue to do some awesome things. So.
100%. I mean, it's so relative. It's massively changed. It's not just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Because you get so used to it, you forget how quickly and how rapidly it's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this point, within 2 months, it's changed massively. But you know, you can see the potential now. Like comprehend the potential. So
you got the vision. Yeah.
And it's thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
No worries. Well, I've got an extremely meowy cat down here. He's been trying to get my attention, so
All right, yeah,
I'm gonna head off and
yeah,
leave you to your money making.
yeah. No, brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
buddy.
yeah. Thanks again, and definitely speak to you soon.
Definitely. We'll catch up soon.
All right, nice one.
Okay, mate. Yep.
Bye.
See you then. Bye. Bye.